All right, we're back. Finally, it wasn't the last one. This is going to be the continuation of this franchise we have going. So we're gonna go see Sin City 2, and he saw Sin City, the first one, when it came out, 2005. I just saw it a couple weeks ago, and I thought it was really awesome. And luckily for me, Sin City 2 comes out. It's already out now. And he's been waiting years for it, so he's going to be the most one that's going to tell you more about if he liked it compared to the first one he saw, like see if it's like worth the wait of these years he's been waiting. And I'm just going to do a normal review that, you know, I guess. So there's a lot of stars in this one. There's some new characters like Josh Brolin's character, Eva Green's, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and
Ray Liotta, Jeremy Piven.
A lot of new people in this one. Returning star Bruce Willis. Now, yeah, I'm not gonna. Should I?
Well, I mean, if you've seen the first one, it'll make sense. If you look at this one and wonder why it crosses over his head, then you're like, what the hell's going on? You'll have to watch the first one to really understand the story.
Yeah. No, only for one person's story. The Jessica Alba
Well, yeah,
story.
I mean, they're going to have different stories. That's the whole point about Sin City. Well, anyways, here, I'll continue with this. Yeah, Sin City came out years ago, and there was a lot of talks for years that they were going to be doing a second and a third one. But, of course, it just never happened. Now, I don't know if it was budget reasons or whatever, or if people wanted to do different things. I don't know. But anyways, I know putting together a movie like this takes a long time to do. I mean, it's like you're watching a comic book. And it was really cool when it first came out. And all the characters were really good in the first four stories in the first one, because it was all cool how it was a different perspective. It was a different way of looking at a movie. And of course, I didn't exactly have high hopes. I didn't know what to expect when I first saw this first Sin City years ago with my friends, and then now it finally comes out, and I'm like, whoa! But then I'm thinking to myself wait a minute. Now it's been 9 years? It's been 9 years. I'm like, is it really the right time to be making a sequel 9 years later? Because usually a lot of sequels are good to make 2, 3, 4 years later. 9 years is a very long time between another sequel.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I hope it's really good. I'm looking forward to finally Sin City coming back, which is great.
Almost a decade.
And, I mean, if they still want to do, if the rumors are still true, they're going to do a third one. But we'll see. I really like Marv's character in the first one. There's a really good story, and like his anger and everything like that. And the way they were all connected at the end was awesome. Like, oh, cool, look at that. Look at how they're all connected. And in the original, of course, you had Elijah Wood, who was in it too.
Yeah, his character, he didn't talk.
That was the whole idea. He did what he did, and he didn't talk. And then at the end of the movie, you're like, wait, what the hell? Why isn't he making any sound? You're like, is that really happening?
I know.
And that was it. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see what it's like. It's actually a late showing for us, too. We haven't really done a late movie in a while.
So, it is 7:43 at the moment. The showings will be at 8 o'clock. Now, it was the only showing, standard showing for this theater. It starts at 8 o'clock and, like, midnight or something. And there's no, like, 3 p.m. or 5 p.m., which is really weird. But this movie's also in 3D. That's why there's other showings.
Okay, well, the whole thing with 3D, okay, let me get it right. I think when 3D first came around, it was cool. It was a different experience. I mean, it was something different. I mean, because then, especially when you watch a horror movie. I mean, when I went to go see the movie, My Bloody Valentine. It was horrible. Don't get me wrong, it was horrendous. But it was cool because it was 3D, and like when the light flashed in your eyes, you thought like you were going to be blind. So it was actually really cool.
And the pickaxe.
The pickaxe going flying at you. And then when you found out at the end that the guy is schizophrenic, and then he kills everybody. I'm like, okay, kind of saw that coming, because he was like in every scene where somebody got killed. It was like a second nature or something. But anyway, now they're making all these 3D movies, and honestly, if they do one little scene 3D, they jack up the price. And it's like, I don't really want to be paying $17 for a movie because one scene is in 3D.
Alright, I've noticed a lot of movies that are in 3D, there's a couple scenes that pop out at you, but they're not always popping out at you. Only a couple scenes. Like Thor 2, his hammer came at you, like, I think once. Not many 3D elements.
Well, like I said, they put one in, and they think, oh, I can jack the price up. Like, I think what they did with G.I. Joe Retaliation.
Yep.
Which I thought it could have been a lot better, and then they pushed it back for almost a year. And just to add one little 3D effects, and I'm like, a couple little 3D effects, and I'm like, Oh, come on. I think the whole 3D thing is over and gone. If you're going to do 3D, make the whole movie 3D. Make it look like, actually, no, I'm sorry. Make it 4D. Make it look like you're in a dome where you see everything happening. It's like pushing out at you, different things at once.
Also, you can smell things, too.
Exactly. So when you're looking around, you can smell things. You can see different things happening. Not just one little scene. You can see a whole bunch of stuff happening around you. That's what you want to experience if they want to go to the next level. Which maybe they will, but I know it's going to be expensive. Sit back, lean back, and just watch everything happen. Like all around you. That's an experience. Not sitting like this and watching it straight in front of you. Like, oh wow, 3D. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, it's something like whoa, whoa. You want to be ducking this way and down this way. You want to be doing all that. Yeah. That's what you want to be doing.
You want a little like rant right there too.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. That's what I want.
Want to rant other things?
No.
Your own rant video?
Basically, I mean, my expectations are kind of like whatever right now because I don't have any expectations of this movie, only because it's been a long time since I've seen the very first one, which was awesome. And we'll see what it's like. I mean, I'm not expecting, it's going to be amazing. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Eva Green. I'm just not. I mean, I remember her as just the Bond girl who just screwed over Bond or whatever and helped him or whatever. I mean, that was kind of it for me. I mean, she never really, got me going on anything.
Yeah, I don't care for Eva Green as much. To be honest with it.
I mean, I know she's one of the big stars now going up at 300, Rise of the Empire, now this.
She was in that? I didn't even know. She was that girl?
She was the Roman, one of the Roman leaders or something.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Oh, that was her? Wow,
I didn't see her in it, but I know she's in it, but I didn't see the movie. But
I never seen the movie either, but I think I remember
she's
from the
like
trailer.
30, 31, 32 now or something like that. And she's getting bigger. We'll see how big she gets. But anyways, my expectations are maybe an okay movie, maybe a good movie, but I'm not expecting an amazing movie. But we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I really, really like it.
You never know. You never know. Some movies will probably be different and actually get to you. So I'm going to be looking forward to this, and this is going to be pretty cool. Yeah.
All right. Well, then we're off to the movie, and
it's right there. We're not off to it. We're right here.
Well, we're gonna be off to the movie as in getting off this thing and talking.
Okay.
Anyway, we'll see you when we're done.
Yeah, basically. All right. So, can you? Last time you didn't give him a kiss. Why? Give him a kiss.
I got an idea. Your show, you give him a kiss. It's your trademark now. I just trademarked you. You got to kiss him every.
You're mean, really.
Nope, you got to do it now. I trademarked you.
What's going on? It's really weird. It's kind of dark, but alright, we just got done seeing Sin City, A Dame to Kill For, and they actually say A Dame to Kill For in the movie, which was like saying your own title of the...
It happens all the time in movies,
yeah.
I'll say it.
But, alright, so I'm just gonna do my little thing, and then I'll point to Michael, and he can talk about what he liked. So, basically, Sin City 2, it's the sequel to Sin City, but some of the stories in this movie are prequels for the first one, and...
Well, no, they're sequels.
No, one of them, remember the black guy with the eye? You find out how his eye is like that, so it's a prequel. And then Jessica Alba's is a sequel.
Okay.
Yeah, so... It's like a prequel and sequel and together.
I see
kind of going on. So, in this next movie, you have a couple of stories. I believe there's 3, right? There's 3?
Yeah, there's 3 stories.
3 stories. And I'm just going to do a little review on all 3, and then I'll point to Michael. He can do his little thing on that. So, it opens up with Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, and he's really cocky, and he's really good at poker. He has a lot of luck, and he does slot machines. He wins. He has that much luck, and he just wants to make a lot of money, right? Just wants to make a lot of money.
No, it's not just about making a lot of money. It's more like he does it because he can.
Yeah. So he goes back. He goes to Sin City, and the mayor, right? The mayor. he
no, he was a senator.
Senator.
I think he was a senator.
Yeah. He gets in a poker game with him, and basically he beats him, and the secretary doesn't like that. So Senator, whatever.
Senator, you gotta get it right.
Whatever. I'll just say that guy, okay? That guy. They doesn't like that, and in the trailer, you see they beat him, and they break his hands. That story for Joseph Gordon-Levitt, I thought it was a pretty good story in this movie. I just enjoyed that story, and the ending is a little weak, but still pretty good, solid little thing.
It was something different. I mean, the ending was a little bit different.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of didn't see it happening the way it happened.
Yeah.
But the one thing that you like is you kind of see how all the stories, like the first one, the first movie, how all three stories are connected, and it's really cool how they did it.
Yeah, like the first movie, you find out how they're all connected, and this one, I'll say, Marv. His name was Marv. Sorry,
well, Marv's just a typical badass.
Yeah.
Who just doesn't take shit from nobody.
He's like in every story in this one. The first Sin City, he was only like his own story, right? And this one, he actually is in like all three.
And they all revolved around one thing. Did you see it? What they all had in common?
The senator?
No, don't say it. But did you see the one thing that they all had in common? Don't tell me you missed it, because I saw exactly what they all had in common. You missed it. No, I'm not gonna spoil it for them. But they had some that you pretty much find out by of course, their story before they even end how they're all connected. Right before, I mean, you just see how they're all connected right away. It's actually pretty interesting. I mean, that maybe somebody didn't pick up on it. I know you didn't pick up on it, but
I don't want to say it because the camera people.
Yeah.
YouTube,
okay.
you know?
Anyway, so here's my review. Basically, I wouldn't say the one was as good as the first one. Definitely not. I think the first one was more of something that was different, and it was eye-popping because you didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And of course, you didn't see certain people dying the way they did in the first one. This one, of course, you get some action, some pretty cool action.
Good story.
Some swords and all that. Good story. The three stories were pretty good. There was three stories. There was Marv's character. Then there was Jessica Alba's character.
But Marv really didn't have his own story. He only helped in the other stories. He didn't have his own story. But in the first one,
he had a story.
Well, not really in the sequel. This one, the first one, he had a story to himself. And this one, the stories revolve around Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, Jessica Alba's character about what she's doing, and Josh Brolin's character. Those three are the main stories.
No, and then, if you think about it, there was kind of like four stories. Marv in the beginning.
Well, that's only a little.
And then you had.
But it's not really. It's not really that much. I thought that opening was kind of could have been a little bit better for some reason. It was a little weak.
Anyways, I mean, what's your review?
Well, out of all the three stories, the biggest one is A Dame to Kill For, and it had.
Well, of course, because that was the
title.
That was pretty much what the main story was.
Yeah,
it's
and
the longest story.
There was some slow parts to it. For the most part, I enjoyed that story. There's a lot of nudity. You notice that?
There was a lot of nudity, but it was pretty much the whole idea was behind it was she was a dame to kill for, based on beauty and everything like that.
And basically,
and you kind of saw why she was able to get people to do what she wanted them to do.
She basically saw into them and see what they wanted. Like, she would be the damsel in distress for Josh Brolin's character, and he would help her even if he hated her. So she messed with their minds a little bit, and with all her good looks and all that, made it on them. That story, it doesn't help the whole movie out to make it amazing. But I thought it was a pretty decent, good story to the whole thing. Josh Brolin, I thought he did really good acting in this. Most of the acting was really good. Some of this.
All right. Well, I mean, I'll give it a 3 out of 5, which is good.
Good.
That's good. I mean, 3 out of 5. I mean, like I said, I didn't have any expectations. I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, well,
I kept my options open. I mean, I didn't have high expectations. I have low expectations. I was just like to see what happens, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And which is exactly what they did. So I'll give it a 3. Not as good as the first one, because the first one was just a lot better.
Yeah.
I mean, 9 years for a movie is a very long time to wait for a sequel, considering how long we've been waiting. If they do decide to do a Sin City 3, hopefully I would ask that, they really just...
Not wait 9 years.
Not wait 9 years, and also just really work on their story.
Like a really amazing story that...
Yeah, amazing story.
Yeah, so. Like in the first one with Bruce Willis, I actually really enjoyed the story, about being a cop and then tracking down the senator, right?
You see how everything was connected to the first one?
Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah, overall, I would give it 3 out of 5 as well. I thought it was a pretty good movie, but not as good as the first one. The first one is just really awesome. This one, the action, when it happened, it was actually pretty cool. And there's some funny parts with Marv.
Yeah, there are some funny parts.
Yeah.
But overall, yeah, it's a 3 for me.
Yeah, 3.
What's it for you?
I just said 3 out of 5.
3 for you. Yeah, okay. But honestly, like I said, if you want, basically just to see why not, just go for it.
Yeah, all right. If you're a fan of the first one, you're still gonna enjoy this one.
Just won't enjoy it as much.
Yeah.
Because there's some things where you kind of, what's coming. There's other parts where you're like, whoa, that happened? Like, okay, yeah, sure. I know that. Like with Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, just hopefully keep an open mind because it's not going to end the way you expect it.
Yeah. So, how was it?
CGI was awesome.
CGI
I like the
good.
black and white. That's really cool. It's really hard to do a movie black and white, but they really pulled it off really well. I liked how they did everything.
Yeah.
Josh Brolin's character was pretty good. They said he was in the main story. He had a pretty good storyline with that.
All right, I got a question for you. Will you ever buy this on DVD? Well, Blu-ray or DVD.
I don't know. Only because I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe.
Like,
maybe.
Do you have the first one on DVD?
Maybe. I think I do.
You have a lot of DVDs, so I have to ask you.
I have a lot, so it might be in that collection.
Yeah,
but
so
we'll
it's maybe.
Yep, maybe.
Maybe for me as well. I still have to pick up the first one. So that's it. So can you please tell us how to get us out of this video?
All right, that's a wrap.